Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, a lot happened over the weekend, so let's get right to it. First, Trump attended the UFC fight, and he was there, and he won through the crowd, and it was overwhelmingly positive cheers from the crowd in that arena at Las Vegas. Do you know, and I watched it, and I didn't see it, and I asked other people who saw it, ESPN showed on camera all these celebrities, Megan Fox, Machine Gun Kelly, athletes, everybody else. ESPN failed to show Donald Trump attending that in person, sitting ringside. Incredible. Do you think they would have shown Barack Obama? I did over the weekend a video about here's what's under attack, and I'm going to stay on that in videos throughout this week. They're going to blow you away. But just imagine that. ESPN failed to show the only place you could see it was on TikTok. Censorship of a former president of the United States attending a UFC. CPAC, he attended, and guess what? Overwhelmingly, 70% said they're for him in the poll. His speech was great. Fight's continuing. In my opinion, he's clearly running for president in 2024. But how about YouTube? What they did to them? YouTube actually censored Trump's speech and the CPAC site itself. Incredible. ESPN, member of the American Communist 10. YouTube, member of the American Communist 10. It's so disheartening. And it's so shameless. I mean, it's just so brazen now. Cuba. We're on this like green on grass. A very hot issue. Freedom people took to the streets to protest the communist regime. They've had enough. They were even carrying the American flag, some of them, wanting help and assistance. The communist regime says, we're going to crack heads. Fight back. Joe Biden administration issued some vague, ambiguous, broad statement. The mayor of Miami, Suarez, says, send help America. Rubio, critical. Cruz, critical of what the administration is doing. But ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, it's going to be fun to see how the American Communist 10 handles people fighting in Cuba against the communist regime. What's Bernie Sanders going to say? It's going to get interesting, folks. Kamala and just insults. Can you imagine Kamala showing up anywhere in the Midwest and the South? I mean, you know what? Kamala can only go to L.A., New York. She says that voter ID is a problem in the Midwest because we can't get to copiers to copy our ID. I guess I hate to tell you this, Kamala, there's Kinko's. But guess what? You don't need copiers. You can just show your driver's license, Kamala. It's incredible. And the other thing she said, she goes, maybe I don't say no enough. Joe Biden giving her all these jobs. What project has Joe given her that she's done anything? What a joke. She's clearly, the fighting's going on between old Kamala and Joe Biden now. Maybe I should say no more. Kamala Harris is crashing and burning. The whole country is seeing what an empty suit she is. Fauci says it's so disheartening and he doesn't understand how CPAC cheered the idea of people not getting vaccinated. Fauci, it's called freedom. Again, I encourage you to watch my video Sunday where I go through the list of everything that's under attack. I know you know it, but man, when you put it in a list and go through it, it's amazing what's going on in this country. Masks. CDC says if you're vaccinated, you shouldn't have to wear a mask and you're in school. California is going to make all the kids wear masks anyway, despite the scientific proof of how bad that is for kids wearing masks. Can't believe it. Sean Penn. This is why you don't award Oracle status to Sean Penn saying one good thing. He's back on the Jackwagon list.
Jackwagon?
He said the pandemic was like Trump was at the White House with a gun turret shooting Americans. Jackwagon. Bankers, the bankers, part of the American Communist 10, want out of New York City and are begging their bosses to move them to Florida. Unbelievable. New York Times, they said the word freedom is an anti-government slogan. Folks, the hippies used to be anti-government. Now all these hippies are in control of our government, and they love government. I don't see it. Branson, he went up to the line of space and not space and came back down. And that's considered space travel. I don't get it, but oh well. Good for him. Supply chains. Businesses are hammering the Biden administration concerned about supply chains for products. Well, well, well. China's got us by the short ones. You wonder why Trump wanted America first? Why Trump said United States steel is a national security risk? Well, it seems like, to me, microprocessor chips are an American security risk. The way to solve the problem is do everything in America, like energy independence. Nope, not Biden. Cory Booker wants us to pay $2,000 per every child, bonds, to every child all the way up till they're 18. Unbelievable. Russia hack. Biden, he told him they better not do it again. They did it again. He's now told him the second time, you better not do it again. Weak. Andrew Saul was appointed by Trump as the Social Security Administrator. Biden fired him. The guy says he's showing up for work today. He ain't quitting, and he's going to sue. Good for that guy. A U.S. swimmer named Michael Andrew, one of our best, is going to the Olympics, and he refuses to get vaccinated. Here we go. Fight on, Michael Andrew. The feds made a big deal that somebody on the January 6th riot, this is how embarrassing the FBI is, January 6th, that they had a Lego set up of the Capitol at their house. Well, it turns out it was a standard Lego set of the Capitol, and it was still in the box too. Can you imagine the absurdity? They leaked that information to make it sound like this guy was really going after the Capitol. Black families came to the aid of police against Antifa. How do you like that? Good for them. You see, it isn't black and white. It is America and the whack jobs. It's that simple. What else? Miami Courthouse. Miami Courthouse is closed because they're worried about harm and damage, needs some fixing up. That condo's collapse got everybody nervous. Wouldn't you be nervous if I was in a high rise in Miami? I'd be like, I ain't going to stay here for a while. That's just the way I am. This is interesting. Tshibaka versus Murkowski in Alaska. The Alaskan Republican Party endorsed Tshibaka. Murkowski's done. She can't win without in a primary without the Republican endorsement. Good for Tshibaka. Team USA NBA. I only do this because they're part of the American Communist 10. I mean, I'm all for Team USA. These NBA players, including Kevin Durant, ranked number 1, lost to Nigeria, number 22. Now it's just an exhibition game. They got to get their stuff together, but still kind of funny. Teenage girls increased 51% suicide rate during the pandemic. How sad is that? The collateral harm caused by all the shutdown folks, Fauci and company, is just immeasurable. Far worse than the deaths. You add it all up. Far worse. A Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea statute were also taken down this week. Lewis and Clark explored the West, didn't kill anybody. Nobody died. Do you believe that? Nobody died on the expedition. Sacagawea, who actually was a Shoshone, lost when she was a child, taken by another tribe. Right when the Lewis and Clark thought they were going to get nailed, Sacagawea saves them because it's her brother. They recognized each other. So the Shoshone let him go. What the hell? What's that got? Why does their statue need to come down? They're American heroes. The Indians helping whites, whites helping Indians. In that case, China. Scary stuff coming out of the Pentagon. I mean, the Pentagon itself is saying that China is looking like they're maybe wanting a war. So one of them, he said war is inevitable. What? That ought to scare the hell out of you. We got old Joe at the helm. I got the comment about this little girl. Her name is Zaila. She is incredible. She won the spelling bee, this cute little black girl. I think she's 12 years old. She can do all these tricks. She's a hell of a basketball player, and she won the damn spelling bee. Cute as can be. What a wonderful job. I'm a new fan of hers. A London library allowed a reading of the Rainbow Monkey Dildo story out. Why? Who are these people that want to do this to kids? It's like they're recruiting, they're grooming them publicly. Sick. Comic movies. The comic movies, a DC writer came out and said they all have a political agenda. By the way, Black Widow hit $200 million this weekend, kicked butt. But I want to tell you something. I watched it last night at home because it's streaming on Disney+. I watched it for about an hour, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. I couldn't take it anymore. I was like, what? Just awful movie. I don't get it. Bubba Watson is a professional vaccinated golfer. He's vaccinated. He had exposure to somebody who tested positive for COVID, so he can't play in the U.S. Open this weekend. Explain that. What a screwed up world, the rule makers. Alicia Schmidt, a German track star, is considered the world's sexiest athlete. We have to check her out. She's going to the Olympics. You know what? How they decide these things crack me up. I just want to say that I think I've been voted sexiest podcaster in Independence with a professional studio. I mean, come on. Sexiest athlete. How do they decide that? This will ought to scare you men. Grab your crotches. They say castration makes you live longer. I don't know a single man that would do that to live a day longer. Do you? I don't. Last but not least, epidemiologists named a moth the Gypsy moth. The name's got to change because it's offensive to an entire group of people. I don't know about you folks, but my guess is most gypsies don't give a damn if you call them a gypsy. That's the way they roll. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Hope you have a great Monday.